Well, that day was pretty much a disaster. I'm self-employed, so I have a pretty flexible schedule, but finding time to ride is challenging. Got a family, all that stuff, lots of work to do. But anyway, so I decided I'd get up early, pack like I think I'm gonna pack for the Tat, and get in a couple hours of riding. Hopefully, get on some dirt, and this is the route I was gonna take. It goes from Asheville. This is a really cool road. Elk Mountain, Bernardsville. That's a cool road. And then out here, I think this is all dirt. Unfortunately, my the phone I'm using is an old phone. The phone I'm using for GPS, and I don't know why, but it just was not charging or something, even though it was plugged in. So anyway, I took a wrong turn here and went out here, and this is Big Ivy, and unfortunately it just ends right there. Super cool road, very beautiful, and some nice dirt. And that's where I learned that my packing situation is absolutely not going to work, because the weight on the back of that thing is way too much. Fishtailing all over the place. It was nuts. So this is all my stuff packed up. I don't even have I don't have the Apache case locked up, do I? No. Good job. So, full tank of gas, bunch of gear. This pretty much is all my camping gear. And this is like some clothes and some other just odds and ends. I changed this so it's up instead of down. That's a lot better. I took off the center rack. I didn't think it did anything for me, so I just got rid of it. And that's actually better. The bag fits better. I just really loaded it like I think I'm going to be loading it. Because we're doing this Smoky Mountain 500 in a couple weeks. And I've been like, that'll be the shakedown. But that's going to be a rough ride too. So I kind of need to be ready for that. And like this setup, I don't know if it can handle the dirt. It definitely did not work in the dirt. So this thing, when it was loaded with the drone and a bunch of other electronics, inverter, all that stuff, was weighing in at about 25 pounds. And that's not going to do. So if anyone wants a rigged up Apache case for the CT125, comment below. I might keep it to use around town. It's kind of cool for that. It's super solid. It's got a lock, so you can lock it to the bike with this, and the same key you can lock the case itself, which is kind of awesome. I've got the cable already in here that you can run another cable to your battery, and I had the inverter plugged in here. And on that ride, I had my laptop charging. I had my all the batteries charging. The drone batteries are AC power. All that stuff was charging because I was a little worried about the heat, but that didn't seem to be an issue. It all worked fine. And how awesome to get to camp with a charged laptop so you could do some editing or whatever. I really don't want to take a million cards. The plan for me is to edit, upload, and just delete all the footage because I don't want to deal with it. I made this plate. So this hardware I bought from somewhere, I forget the name of the place, I'll find out. And it wasn't cheap, but I really did want a way to lock things up. But I made this plate, and so these three holes, I added these spacers. I had hot glued them on there just to keep them on until I positioned them and tightened it down. So this is what the case slides into, and then it locks here. These four holes line up with the holes in the rack. And then these two line up with the openings. And so these bolts go through there. And these are just some spanners I made out of pieces of metal. And I wrapped them in Gorilla Tape as padding. And once it's all tightened down, it is solid. It does not move. It's really pretty great. But it's way too heavy for the Tat. And I can't bring it. So the drone is out. And this case is out. I just can't deal with it. I'm going to do a video about my new packing situation some other time, but suffice to say, I learned on that ride that the setup I had is just not working. But the idea was I was going to test out the packing deal, and I was going to really try and film some stuff, try to use the drone. That was a disaster because, number one, I had been messing with the GoPro, checking out some different settings, and it was set to like a zoomed in sort of, I don't know, I was checking the lineal horizon settings, and anyway, I messed that up, so all the footage is kind of crappy. I never once got out the drone, and I learned that I'm never going to get out the drone, so the drone is out. Having that Apache case is too heavy anyway, so that's got to go. So I did learn a lot, but it was kind of a disaster and a failure of a little trip. But with that video, that sort of test video, you can kind of see what I'm trying to go for. There's this guy, Craig Adams. I'm into backpacking too, and this guy, and I'm a videographer, so Craig Adams, if you haven't seen his stuff, go check out his YouTube channel. He makes these gorgeous backpacking videos, and that's sort of what I want to go for. I'll never get anywhere close to what he does, but I like that he doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't talk ever, actually. Most of his videos are silent. It's just music and him walking in the woods, and it's beautiful. And I really wanted to apply that to motorcycle videos and make videos like that. But, you know, I now see how much time it takes these guys to set up the shots, get off their bike. I'll never do a drone shot because I just don't have the patience, and I'm glad to not even bring it. So we'll see. I'm going to try my best, and hopefully I'll have something that's decent to show for it. So next up, I'm going to try to get some footage using the correct settings, try to get some actually good footage and see how that looks. And I'm going to try to do a video about what I've got planned as far as packing goes, and maybe you guys can give me some suggestions on what I don't actually need, or maybe you have some better ideas.